I live about 30 kilometres away from Glenmorgan on a property called Balcondo. I ride motorbikes a lot and we swim in the pool quite often. We run around, I play with my brothers on the trampoline sometimes. That's pretty much my life.
From Nara, which is about 3.5 hours west of Toowoomba. The last couple of days, or a week, 2 weeks, we've just been branding, finishing off the 2016-17 branding season of the year. So it's been pretty good. Wake up at about 4 o'clock and go for a quick ride or get the horses in. Have brekkie and then go out and do a few chores or train the horses and go back, give them a wash. And might go back up to work if there's anything on, go for a bit of a fish or run or something like that.
Well, I live in a small town, it's called The Gums, but it's only one shop and a school down the road, but mostly it's just working with either cattle or crops, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's better than living in the city, I reckon. A normal day would probably be wake up and take orders from Dad, and whatever he does is pretty much what I have to do, pretty much.
I live on a property outside of Gundawindi called Ogilvie, just 2 hours away from Toowoomba and Teckers. I earn pocket money and do mustering and watch movies and relax.
I live in Gundawindi, Queensland. I don't really do much. I like to sleep in and just rest and enjoy being with family and friends.
I swim and I spend time with friends and family.
We live in a local town called Torwood, in between Gundawindi and St George, and we own the local store. We spend our holidays mostly with friends, and we work in our shop.
Ambo's sort of 300 kilometres away from Longreach and 800 kilometres away from Toowoomba. I live on a 21,000 acre property. Well, I play polocrosse just about every afternoon, no matter whether it's winter, summer, wet, cold, rainy, haily, anything. I muster most summers. I brand. I feed the weaners with the loader.
I live in a town called Augathella. That is about 7 to 8 hours from Toowoomba. My dad runs the mechanic business in town, Shaw's Warrego Repairs, and my mum is the director of nursing at the hospital.
On the holidays in Augathella, we usually just run amok, riding the motorbikes and annoying the parents.
I live 15 k's out of Gundawindi on the Cunningham Highway at a property called Yologi. Me and my brother, we go on motorbikes and we zip around the place fixing up fences, and we also get on the tractors there and move hay bales and get around, go for a swim in the dam, really, just have a bit of fun while working.
Well, coming from a boarding background myself, I think when my own children got to boarding school age, I didn't really appreciate how difficult it was for parents to send their children to boarding school.
The hardest thing about being a boarder was being away from home like weeks at a time and not seeing my family as much, like all the way through the week and every day and every night like you would if you were a day student.
Not having your family as a unit. It's I have 2 other children at different schools, and so it was hard trying to keep a balance between the family life and keeping everybody together, because there's sort of like a little transition coming back once we're all back in the same house. But I just miss them. I miss the noise. And my kids.
Especially leaving home, especially when you're really young, because I left about 12, 13 years of age. So leaving home and leaving a family is really hard, and fitting in to a different environment, especially when you come from a small town like this, it's a lot bigger and a lot different to what our school environment here would be.
Of a night time, sitting down sometimes of a night time, having dinner or something, and there's nobody there.
Yeah, it's just us. Yeah.
You know, it's definitely the loss you feel of like a child moving to boarding school and out of your own house and your own care for periods of time.
Missing home, not having your real mum and dad to talk to, and also sometimes being around people, so many people sometimes that you don't want to be around.
The hardest thing about being a boarding parent is actually, well, the separation anxiety is probably the first thing. It's horrendous, losing your kid at such a young age. Probably the next thing is if they're not happy, when they're having their sad days and you can't be there for them. And it's also the control of raising your child is taken away from you. So all of a sudden you're handing that to people that you have to trust. So it's really important that you have a school that you trust.
The hardest thing is, well, not being home. It's hard, I suppose, sometimes you feel a bit abnormal because you miss out on some, like when you're talking to your friends from here, you see how much they do and you see what they do with their family. So I suppose, like, me and my family are very good friends, like we're all very tight, so it's hard to leave and then to see what other people are getting to.
You really, really miss home when you're a boarder. Like, you don't just miss home, you miss your family, you miss the friends you made, and you just kind of like, almost when something amazing happens, you turn around to someone and almost say, hey, oh, you're not there.
You have your family here, and I guess it's just where you grow up and where you make memories that you don't really want to forget. You get used to being around people that become your second family. And so for me, it's just seeing those people who like get really homesick. And I mean, you try your best to help them, but at the end of the day, if they want to go home, they want to go home.
The hardest thing about being a boarding parent is you're only ever as happy as your unhappiest child. So with 4 children, there are times when you feel all ducks are in line and everything's going well and the wheels totally fall off. I think knowing that your children are in good schools, as a boarder, you can rest assured that the school is going to be doing as best as they can with your own child, and they are fitting into your role, really.
We were really worried about Hallie being homesick when she left, but she conquered it pretty much within that first week, and I think it's just the environment that's there that's been so warm and caring. And the other girls, she's made such brilliant friends that most of the time she's not homesick. If she gets sick, she wants her mum, but I know we're all still like that.
I travel all the way to go to TACAPS because I think it's a very good school and that it provides many opportunities and gives me many things that I can have a go at.
I go to TACAPS because it's a really nice school. I enjoy going there. I've got lots of friends there that I've made, and I honestly don't think that if I hadn't gone there I wouldn't have met those amazing people.
You just believe it sets them up beautifully. It just is the perfect spot now that it has continued to go into secondary co-ed for our youngest George. He is able to be totally himself, and he is valued for who he is and what he can bring to the community.
I love being in co-ed schools, and being in co-ed schools is my thing, and I think it's a safer place for me.
The reason we chose to send Sam away to boarding school was to give him opportunities that he probably can't get out here.
Probably because of the opportunities there. You get a lot more opportunities in Toowoomba than what you do out here.
The opportunities and you know, the what's to offer when they do get away.
Any opportunity that comes up, they've taken advantage of. And that's the best gift that we can give, is a good education and the ability to make the most of what they're given.
I really like the country feel that the school has. It's like the children count, they're not just a number.
I'd like to say thank you to TACAPS because I feel like there's not another school around like it where Hallie could have thrived. She's just such a beautiful person, but it's even more, been highlighted even more by being at TACAPS because of the lovely staff and the supportive environment that she has in the boarding house.
We don't normally get a lot of visitors. We've had a few this holidays. We've had family and yourself come out, and especially if there's like city people, it's very like different and extremely hot compared to where they come from. But it's always a good experience for them to come out, feel the country,
We don't get a lot of visitors out here. I mean, it's just fantastic to show them a little bit of, you know, Australian bush or our little bit of paradise and different things that we do and that the kids do and yeah, it's good fun. I enjoy it.
We generally don't have visitors. Like sometimes we'll have a few friends over for tea or something, and I like it. We usually go out and have a game of backyard cricket.
Pretty special because you don't get many of them. So when people do come out, we make the most of it and just try and give them a real experience of what Auguthala and what we're made of.
We love having visitors here because they do get to experience what it is about here, especially people who come from the city or don't have a different lifestyle. They get to actually experience what we love, and we're very passionate about the bush, and you'll see that having visited the boys, that they're very passionate about their polo cross, their horses and their home life. So that's great to share with other people.
Oh, well, you know, we think it's great that people, holidays are really precious to everyone, and for people to sort of be prepared to drive the big distances to come out and see us and, you know, just appreciate and get a feel of where the kids are living and growing up, and, you know, their family life is, you know, it's a great thing, and, you know, we really appreciate people and staff coming out and seeing us. It's great.
Oh, pretty special, honestly. It's not often that you get a teacher to drive 5.5 hours out to come see you or do a huge road trip.
It's important for teaching staff to gain that rural background for, say, boarding students, because school is completely different to how they live at home and how they operate here.
We were amazed that anyone would want to come, to be honest. Yeah, I think it really does help, especially, you know, in our situation. Our son loves the farming life, can't get back to it fast enough. So for his teachers at school to understand his passion and when his eyes glaze over and he's staring out the window, they somewhat understand where his mind has gone to. Yeah, I think it's fabulous, and we're very grateful that the staff from TACAP took time out of their holidays to come and see where we live and how we live.
It's good to have them out, and I suppose to see what I do, and I suppose it's good to see because you can tell someone how much something means to you, and you can tell them, and people can read books, they can do anything, but until you come out and see it and feel it and smell it and touch it and understand how much it means, you don't understand truly.